Good morning everyone. Today, I'll be discussing the impact of Robert Hooke's discoveries in 1665 on the development of cell theory. In 1665, Hooke observed plant cells through a microscope, noting that they were composed of small, hollow structures that he called cells. This discovery laid the foundation for the development of cell theory, which states that all living organisms are made of cells, and that the cells are the basic unit of life. We'll examine the structure of plant and animal cells, and explore the differences between the two types. So let's get started. Robert Hooke's discovery of cells in 1665 greatly impacted the world of science. Using a simple magnifying glass, Hooke observed slices of cork and noticed small compartments separated by a wall or partition. He aptly named these compartments cells. Though the cells Hooke observed were from dead cork of a tree, his discovery paved the way for understanding the structure of both plant and animal cells, and the comparison between them. Cells are the building blocks of life. From single-celled amoebas and paramecia to giant trees and elephants made of billions and trillions of cells. Robert Hooke was the first to discover cells in 1665, and we now know that there are two main types of cells: unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular organisms are made up of one cell and include creatures like amoebas and paramecia. Multicellular organisms are made up of many cells, and include plants and animals like trees and elephants. Understanding the structure of cells and the differences between the two types of cells helps us to better understand the miracles of life. This slide shows onion epidermal cells as seen under a microscope. Although our vision is limited by the magnification of optical microscopes, we can still observe the details of each individual cell. The vibrant shape and size of these onion cells can provide us with insight into how plant cells differ from those of animals. Human cheek cells are highly recognizable when viewed under a microscope. They possess an organized structure, which is thought to partake in activities like energy generation and utilization, chemical synthesis, and self-replication. The 24 chromosome structures that are unique to human cheek cells also distinguish them from plant cells. A plant cell is a self-contained entity composed of an outer cell wall, an inner cytoplasm, a nucleus, and various organelles. The cell wall provides the cell with protection and support while the nucleus stores genetic material. Additionally, the cell contains organelles such as the endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, and chloroplasts. The chloroplasts play an important role by capturing light energy, producing oxygen, and converting it into energy for the cell. The combination of these components gives a plant cell the ability to carry out a variety of functions necessary for its growth, development, and survival. An animal cell has numerous components that are indispensable for its efficient functioning. Most animal cells consist of a nucleus, cytoplasm, vacuole, and multiple other organelles. The nucleus stores the cell's genetic information and is encircled by the cytoplasm that is responsible for hosting and sharing substances across the cell. The vacuole works like a trash bin, disposing of needless elements as well as stocking essential nutrients. The cell membrane serves to regulate the cell's environment. Moreover, the cell is kept together by a network of microtubules and microfilaments that facilitate cell locomotion. All of these components are fundamental for an animal cell's normal functioning. Animal cells are complex structures consisting of a cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleolus, ribosomes, vacuoles, lysosomes, and mitochondria. The cell membrane, the outer layer of the cell, serves to separate the inside environment from the outside. Cytoplasm, a jelly-like material, contains the cell's organelles. The nucleolus, found in animal cells, houses the cell's genetic material. Ribosomes, in turn, produce proteins in cells. Vacuoles store water, nutrients, or other molecules. Lysosomes break down waste material and macromolecules. Finally, mitochondria are the organelles responsible for converting food energy into a form the cell can use. This slide is all about the parts of a cell. Cells are the building blocks of life, and they are composed of several components which enable them to function properly. A cell has a cell membrane, which gives the cell its shape, protects its inner parts, and helps regulate what comes in and goes out of the cell. Inside the cell membrane is the cytoplasm, a jelly-like substance which holds other organelles such as the mitochondria, Golgi bodies, ribosomes, and vacuoles. At the center of the cell is the nucleus, itself surrounded by a nuclear membrane, that contains the nucleolus and the chromosomes that carry the genes that create the traits of the offspring. Plant cells have an additional structure, the cell wall, which is a thick covering outside the cell membrane. Additionally, plant cells have several small colored bodies called plastids, the green ones of which are called chloroplasts that contain chlorophyll, which is important in photosynthesis. Cellular structure is markedly different between animal and plant cells. An animal cell contains a nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, lysosomes, and vacuoles. In comparison, a plant cell contains a large, permanent central vacuole surrounded by a cell wall composed of cellulose and additional organelles such as the nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, and chloroplast. Both plant and animal cells possess vacuoles which are membranous sacs filled with a digestive liquid. Such vacuoles provide cell stability and support, while also enabling the storage of proteins and water. A comparison between plant and animal cells can be seen in this slide. Plant cells have a cell membrane, cell wall, nucleus, nuclear membrane, cytoplasm and plastids, while animal cells contain a cell membrane, nucleus, nuclear membrane, cytoplasm and vacuole. In addition, plant cells have a smaller vacuole compared to that of animal cells, as well as differences in the size of the nucleus and the presence of the cell wall and plastids. This comparison clearly highlights the differences between plant and animal cells. We hope this information was useful.